Hello, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones, and I'm here with some very special crystals to talk to you about today. And before I go ahead and do that, let me introduce myself to those of you who don't know who I am. I am a crystal whisperer, which means that I talk to stones and they talk to me. And today we're talking to turquoise and howlite. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the connection between these two stones, as different as they look right now at the moment, they're very connected. And I also wanted to talk about turquoise is a very, very popular stone. And oftentimes when a stone is that popular, there'll be fakes and inauthentic versions that are being sold as the authentic turquoise. And sometimes that's intentional. Unfortunately, that it just happens. And sometimes it's not. And sometimes things, turquoise is sold as something called turquoise. And it sounds like turquoise, but basically what it is dyed howlite. And that's not necessarily a bad thing if people are being honest about it. And sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. And sometimes they just let people believe that it's turquoise. They call it turquoise and they hope that that's enough to for people to feel like they're buying turquoise. But so I just say ask when you are, if you're looking for turquoise and you want to make sure you're buying authentic turquoise, ask questions, ask a lot of questions. And from the questions that you ask, you'll get an idea of whether it's authentic or not. So sometimes people will tell you straight out it's turquoise, and it's like a dyed stone made to look like turquoise. And if you're attracted to that and that's what you want and you love it, great. That's beautiful. Because and I want to say this straight out, that there's no judgment here about whether authentic turquoise is better than turquoise or if that's better than howlite itself. Because they all have their own special gifts as a group and individually. And when you trust that when you have confidence in your stone, you're going to have a better connection with it. So I just want you to know that if you have bought something that you were told was turquoise and you found out that it was not, first of all, don't be hard on yourself. Second of all, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. So, because you were drawn to that crystal for a reason and you brought it home for a reason. And if you trust that, there's going to be a very special gift in it for you. So I just wanted to say that out from the beginning. Because it's really important to know, because there are a lot of people out there misrepresenting the crystals, and that is not always done on purpose. But if you have received something that has been misrepresented to you, don't give up on the stone. And trust that you have it for a reason, and you'll see really amazing things can happen. and just be easy on yourself. That's the main thing. So, okay, so turquoise. Now I went to the crystal room to bring up. This is the turquoise stone that I was planning on showing you. And then I thought, no, you know what? Because this is very, very special turquoise. I thought, let me go and get something that's a little bit more ordinary. That didn't sound right. I wanted to get a turquoise that is more readily available, is what I really wanted to say. Because none of them are ordinary. They're all spectacular and amazing. So I went downstairs and I grabbed a jar of crystals, beautiful, beautiful turquoise crystals, and I picked them up and I'm like, wait a minute. These are the same crystals same as this one here that you're saying, same turquoise. And I thought, okay, well, these are the ones that want to be seen and want to be shown. So I'm just trusting that. You guys all know what turquoise looks like. And you know that there are different kinds of turquoise, different colors, different shapes, different, all kinds of different turquoise. And this one in particular is very, very, very special. They came from somebody who got them directly from a First Nations tribe. And I have all the information about this particular turquoise on my website, and you can always get in touch with me for more, but I just don't want to get into it right now because I'm here to talk to you about something very specific. So this one, if you can tell, has grown together with quartz, which makes it a completely different animal. But the turquoise is there, and it really doesn't matter for our purposes. We're talking about turquoise. So the first thing I want to say about turquoise is that it's a very soft stone, and a lot of times people will use stabilizers, glues, or other types of stabilizers with the turquoise. And when you're asking about the turquoise, I would ask, has it been stabilized? A lot of times it will be, especially when you get the jewelry, because it's a very soft stone, and when you start cutting it and polishing it, it can crumble. So you want to know that just because you want to know. Or maybe you don't, and you just love the stone and you want it no matter what. And that's fine. It's all good. I just believe in transparency. I like people to know what they're getting. No judgment, just knowing what they're getting. So a lot of times, turquoise is, like I mentioned, turquoise is sold as turquoise, or turquoise is sold, and which is a dyed form of howlite. And howlite is this white stone with beautiful gray veins. Howlite is an amazing, special stone. Really amazing. I'm going to be talking a lot about howlite and how it's been singing and why it's been singing and how it's showing up at this time of year. And when it first showed up, it was also around this time of year. So I find that really interesting. I see that happening a lot with crystals, that, you know, they'll sing to me at a particular time of year, and then years later, the stone will sing to me again at the same season, during the same season. I don't believe that's an accident, because I don't think anything's an accident, but that's me. So I want to show you another set of turquoise and howlite just so you can see how different turquoise can be from each other. This is a much greener color, almost a teal. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And it's heart-shaped, so that's an extra bonus. And so is the howlite beside it. And you can see how they can be, how similar they are in their form. Though howlite, I believe, is a harder stone, and maybe that's why they use it. So I just wanted you to have a look. And I want to show you what howlite looks like before anybody starts polishing it or touching it. And there are different kinds of howlite. You can see the white howlite with the gray veining is a little bit different than this one that kind of looks like a brain, which is interesting. Raw turquoise can look like that too. It can look very much like that in its natural state. And there's another version of howlite. I love these small little howlites that kind of look like teeth to me. And I'm going to have a lot to say about howlite, but I'm not going to talk to you about that this week. I want to save that for next week because it's a whole story in and of itself. Today, I just really wanted you to see the difference between turquoise and howlite. And I wanted you to know that turquoise is sometimes sold as turquoise. And that when it's sold as turquoise, you know it's dyed howlite or perhaps some other stone that's dyed to look like turquoise. And when turquoise is natural, it's very soft and it's often stabilized with glues to make it stronger, especially when you get into jewelry. And these are all really good questions to ask when you're looking to get some turquoise, to bring some turquoise into your life. And to remind you that if you receive turquoise that was not real, be gentle with yourself and your stone, because when you're open to receiving the gift that the stone has to offer, no matter what the circumstances were that brought it to you, if you can trust that it's here for a reason, that if it's here with you, it's here for a reason, magic will happen. And then next week, I'm going to talk to you about I'm going to highlight howlite. I'm going to talk to you about how howlite was singing. For some reason, I can't say howlite right now. Why this beautiful white magical stone was singing to me, and all the magic that it brought into my life, and how it came into my life right at the perfect moment, and the message that it shared with me, with us, because it's always for all of us. And I'm going to share all of that with you next week. In the meantime, I invite you to take a look at our blog post. There's also lots more information about howlite and turquoise in the blog post, in this week's blog post. And I invite you to, if you're not already part of our community, I invite you to sign up for our weekly Sunday Sparkle newsletter. There's going to be more information in that newsletter, and I often will share things there that I don't share anywhere else, including sometimes some discounts or opportunities to receive a crystal that I only have a few of that don't necessarily make it out onto the website. And that's it. Enjoy the energy of these beautiful stones, and I'll take you back to turquoise again because it's really special. And if you are looking for the turquoise with the quartz, they are on the website under, you could just search for turquoise and you'll find it, but they are Tacanuta turquoise. Tacanuta turquoise. Very special. If you're drawn to it, I encourage you to go and check it out. There's they shared beautiful messages and songs with us, and blessings and all the things. So I send you lots of love and many blessings, and I will see you next time.